Okay, peeps. Oh, welcome to show number 2, CNG show episode 2. So, anyway, I got Murder on the line because, he can't get his camera working.
I know, right?
We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Some tech guy, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Shit. All right, so we're going to start the show off with talking about robo-dialers, calling you about your Windows operating system for Microsoft being the license being uh, expired. You get a lot of people. My father-in-law just happened to him. They called him. Uh, I gave them an earful. I even threatened to tell them I was going to take them to the FBI because they're a sham. They're lying. They're straight up bold-faced lying. And when I called them back, when I called the 800 number they gave me, or that he gave me that they called from, uh, they said they were a Microsoft support center. Right on the little dialer when it came up, when you called in, and they said, please wait, this is the Microsoft, support center. And it's not a support center at all. They don't answer the phones like that. They never have, they never will. As much as I don't like Microsoft, I know that they would never do anything like this. Just calling you out of the blue, telling you your operating system license is expired, you need to buy another one from them. So I gave them an earful, and then once I told them that I was going to, take them to the FBI, I said either you give me that, or either I do that, or you give me $500 million. And it wasn't too long after that I heard a click, and they hung up on me. Then I called them back, and I said, your guy hung up on me. I was only giving the an offer of either 500 million or I take your guys' number to the FBI and click. So they're fake. They're straight up fake. So if you ever get a call like that, tell them you want $500 million, or you're taking them to the FBI. And I guarantee you that you probably won't ever hear from them again. It happens with Microsoft more than anything else because most people don't realize that their license when they buy for Microsoft is good as long as they own it. When they buy their operating system or they buy their computer, your license never expires. Now, it can't be transferred amongst people, but it does not expire. Am I right about that, Murder?
Absolutely. There's no expiration date as long as you have a legit copy of Windows.
That is true. When you buy a pre-built computer, that license sticks with that computer. It doesn't stick with you. It sticks with that computer. Whereas if you buy the license and you install the operating system, then that license belongs to you, not that computer. So anyway, just be wary of people who call you about that. Never give them any of your information. In fact, don't even acknowledge you have Windows. Tell them you have Linux. And if they want to argue the point, tell them that you'll take them to the FBI. I guarantee you they're going to hang up. They won't call you again.
Just, if you want to have fun with them, be like, Windows, what's that? I don't have a computer. What is Windows?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you could always, play dumb too and be like, Windows. No, I had those replaced a couple years ago. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. Well, there's also those people who call you that tell you have a virus on your computer, and that their system recognized the virus, and that they're calling you to have you purchase something to get rid of that virus. And then they're going to watch your information. Oh God, those people piss me off too.
Tell them, oh God, thank you for letting me know. I'll take it to the doctor tomorrow.
Yeah, right. But you just got to be careful. Watch those phone calls. Don't let them bully you into anything. And I guarantee you, you hand them back just as much shit as they give you, and they will hang up and they will not call you back. There's some people, like my mother, let my brother use her laptop one time, and he went to a website he wasn't supposed to go to, and it locked up the browser. And she called me all worried that the FBI was coming to her house if she didn't pay out the $249 that they said she had to pay out in order to get her browser unlocked. And I told her, I said, shut your computer off. Just shut your computer off. Don't worry about it. Just shut your computer off. I said, and then start your browser back up, and I guarantee it'll start right back up again. No issues whatsoever. And sure as shit, that's what happened. Because they lock up your browser with certain websites that you go to. Granted, he was probably looking at porn, knowing him. And those sites are notorious for putting viruses and malware on your computer. So always keep an eye on your web browser. Make sure you have the proper SSLs on that. The certificates are up to date. All those different things when you go to a website. No matter if you're shopping online or you're just browsing the website, always make sure the certificates are all up to date and everything. Keep your computer clean. Do a virus check every so often. I do mine once a week, and then I do malware checks every day. And I also have not a passive, but an active virus protector as well installed. So, always keep those things up to date. And if you don't have one, there's plenty of them out there that are free that you can get that are decent. AVG has a decent one. McAfee you have to pay for. Norton you have to pay for. Well, there's a couple other ones you have to pay for, but the free ones are not bad. And I think AVG is completely free all the way around. You never have to pay for anything, and it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
If your system starts to lag a little bit when you're watching Netflix, shut your internet browser down, restart your internet browser. Usually that'll help keep that clear. It clears out the cache, because that's basically all it is. Your cache is getting filled up, and you can't buffer anymore. So you just keep that clean. Shut down your computer every so often. Do your scans. Do your updates. All these things will help keep your computer running smooth. I guarantee it. And your games won't crash as much either. Keep it up to date. You got anything to add to that, Murder?
No, it pretty much covers everything, I think.
All right, cool. If you guys have any questions or anything, just hit us up. We have our chat up right now, so just hit the chat. Let us know what you think. If you have questions or anything about your system and how it runs, just set it out there. We'll answer it as we can. Next thing we were going to talk about is the cost of the new Intel i9. Now it is the i9 7980 or 7980 XE. It's an 18-core, 36 hyper-threaded super chip. Why the hell not? Call it a super chip. That they have out there, $2,000. There's no reason that you should pay the $2,000 for that now. Wait till that thing, wait a couple of years. I guarantee you the prices will come down on those types of things. But they're making it between the competition of AMD and Intel having their little pissing contest back and forth. Intel trying to be on the cheaper, or excuse me, AMD trying to be on the cheaper side. Intel obviously is on the more expensive side. I'm not going to say you get what you paid for, but you're going to get a decent CPU in the range of say about $400, a really good CPU, and that's usually your 8-core CPUs, whether it's through AMD, and I think the i7 7800 series is like $550, I think. So AMD is going to be cheaper, and the comparable for the Ryzen 7 1800 is the i7 7800 series. They're both 8 cores. They both are comparable. People are going to argue, oh, AMD is better or Intel is better. Horseshit. You got one on one hand, one on the other. Just choose which one you want to use. If you want to pay a little bit more for the Intel, pay a little more, get your Intel. If you want to pay less, pay a little bit less, get your AMD. And then do what you do with your computer. Make sure your cooling is good, though. Yeah. My CPU cooler I had the 212 Coolmaster Evo, I think it's called, or Coolmaster 212 Evo, whatever it is. Anyway, that fan and everything took a crap on me, and I had it jerry-rigged. And those of you that see my unboxing, you see my new cooler. I just put it in, and come on. I hate my window vision. I'm running about 37 degrees right now, having pretty much everything that I have open, plus the streaming, chats, and what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 tabs open for 2 different browsers. So it's not running too bad. And plus I put in my new GPU, and I'll tell you that new GPU works really, really good. That 460 I put in, 464 gig GPU, and it's a slim, so it's only just, single card take up instead of the dual card take up. So when you do actually purchase some of these higher end CPUs, make sure you get the proper cooling for them. And liquid cooling is a pretty cheap way to go to extend the life of your CPU.
Yeah, most of them aren't very expensive. They're get the pre-made ones. Don't. I wouldn't buy the kits that you put together and fill up, and you're risking a leak at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I would say only if you spent enough time building enough of them and you practiced enough that you know exactly what you're doing, then and only then get the kits and do your own, bend your own tubes, or get the flexible tubes and do it that way. However you're going to do it. But I got the pre-made one. It's already situated. Just pull it out. You build the bracket so that you can set it on, and make sure you got a decent thermal paste. I use the Arctic Silver, the ceramic thermal paste. It actually works really, really well. Plenty of cooling in your CPU or in your case as well. That's the other thing. Make sure you have plenty of cooling. Fans going in and fans pulling out, not just all that air coming in, but you got to have an exhaust as well.
Yeah, and make sure you have a good airflow.
Yeah, that's the word, airflow.
The biggest thing I would recommend from personal experience, make sure you have enough outward fans. If you only have one inward fan, that's fine. Make sure you have plenty of outward fans. Air is going to get in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure all the heat gets out.
Yeah.
Like my radiator for my liquid cooling, most people, Grim, you probably have yours blowing out of your case from the
Actually,
inside.
I have mine. I have mine sucking in because I have an exhaust fan just right there, so it'll suck
Okay,
it in and
good.
right back out again.
Yeah, so I removed. Mine's not long like yours. It covers the single fan
Oh, okay.
in the back. That's normally an exhaust fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it pulling in because it's near the top, and I have the two exhaust fans right there at the top anyway. So it pulls in cool air, mixes with the already warm air in the case, and of course heat rises, so the exhaust fans on top blow it out anyway.
There you go. Yeah, I have an exhaust fan at the bottom. I have two at the bottom. One goes through my power supply. One is next to my power supply, and then I have one at the very top near the back that goes right out the back. And then in the front, I have two in the front, and then I have the three on top that come in. So I have uh, five coming in and basically 2.5 going out. And I have plenty of airflow. In fact, when everything's ramped up, even before I put all this stuff in, when it was ramped up, you were getting plenty of airflow coming out the back and out the bottom that I never had to worry about the heating issue as far as everything when things were running properly. But then as soon as things started going sideways, I had to take the side off and let it cool off that direction until I got the new GPU and the liquid cooler. And now I have everything shut up and everything works great.
Yeah.
So if anybody has a preference to the different types of coolers, you can go ahead and put them right in chat and just let us know what your preference is for the coolers. Whether it's fan. The fanless, I'm going to tell you right now, those fanless ones are garbage. You're risking blowing up your CPU. You really are. But that's what I feel. The i9 does release in the second quarter of 2017.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, I think even with if you were to get a pre-built system with the i9 in it, they're still just going to be too overpriced.
Oh, definitely. Now, I did find at Newegg a AMD Ryzen 1500 system with the 1050 GTX, or the GTX 1050, whatever the hell you want to call it. But it was an AMD with an Intel or an NVIDIA graphics card. And it was just over $600 for the whole thing. The only thing it didn't come with was the monitor, keyboard, and the mouse, but it came with everything else. And it came with the DDR4 RAM, it came with the AM4 board, the CPU, it came with everything you needed, a power supply that would run everything, the case, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, this didn't come with a mouse, keyboard, and a monitor. For I think it was like $629. That was the one I linked to you before.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad little setup.
Now
that would run pretty much any game you want it to, and that's for a very cheap price.
Definitely. And it's not a pre-built. I mean, you still have to put it together, but it is pre-packaged, as a combo. That was what it's built as a combo and sent to you with all the parts. And for the $629 versus say for the same system, if you were to buy that same system, was almost $1,200 if you were to buy it pre-built. I think it was CyberPower or whatever the name of that company that pre-built them for the same thing, except
Yeah.
for the case. The case was a little different, but other than that, everything on the inside was the same, and it was like $1,200 for the pre-built. So there's just no way you could justify doubling the cost for yourself if you just went ahead and put it together yourself. Because you're basically paying them to put all the parts in at the same cost as it cost you for the parts.
I think they will. It won't take too long. They'll come to their senses and realize there's not as many being sold as they'd like, and they'll drop the price.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I would really hope so. Now that i9 is a 10-core, 20-thread max turbo of 4.3 gigahertz, and the bus speed is 8.
Newest, most expensive processor, the i9, with all these cores, and still not as fast as AMD's.
Or not even as fast as their i7. Their i7 is still better than that.
Yeah, but each one has so far has stepped up in speed as they go.
Mm-hmm.
And cores, but I mean, you get this i9 that's like $2,000 and all these cores, and I mean, your clock speed's still not as high as the half priced AMD processors that'll perform just as good.
Yeah, and it's they're saying here that you still got to use you have to use a minimum of DDR4 2666 RAM, and it only maxes out at 4 memory channels. You can't go any more than 4 channels of memory. Which, I mean, most of your motherboards are no more than that until you get into servers, but
Yeah,
it will work all the way up to a max memory size of 128 gigabytes. It runs, the TDP is 140 watts. That's pretty damn hot. That's a memory hog right there, or not memory, but a power hog. I mean, even my 8350 doesn't even run 140 watts.
which one?
My 8350.
Oh, now you want to talk about wattage? I had no choice but liquid cooling with a 220 watt processor.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
It had the what is it, 9370? I think it is that I have 8-core, 4.4, 4.5. It's a 220 watt processor, and it heats up when it gets going.
I bet. Um,
Now, granted, with the liquid cooling on there, it's only goes so far and then stops. I mean, it keeps it cool really well, but that many watts coming out of a processor is creating a lot of heat.
yeah, exactly. Now, your processor runs at how many gigahertz?
I want to say it's like 4.4 or 4.5. It'll overclock. The max you can overclock it to 5.1. I think it said.
Nice. Yeah, the one I have out of the box is 4 gigahertz, and it runs at 125 GDP, 125 watts, and at 8 cores, 4 gigahertz, where the other one's 10 cores and doesn't even hit 4 gigahertz till you turbocharge it. You have to basically ramp it up in order to do that. You've got 140 watts, where if you ramp it up to the 4 gigahertz, you're going to be using more than 140 watts.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to up the power at least.
Well, I didn't. Honestly, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it at the time that I was buying it.
Mm-hmm.
stats and everything caught my attention. And I was like, oh hell yeah! And I didn't pay attention to the fact that it was a 220 watt processor.
Yeah.
So I had a fan on it. Like most processors, you get away with just having the fan heatsink to cool it off. I'd get into a game, I'd get 30 minutes into some of these games, and the computer would shut itself off because the temperature is getting too high.
Wow.
I'm looking to see, yeah, it's the FX 9370 4.4 gig.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even look at that processor because because I had the 6300 initially, and the 6300 is not a bad processor for a 6-core. In fact, Search is using it right now in her computer, and I bought it
Yeah.
brand new for this computer, but then I upgraded to the 8350 when I bought my graphics cards, and those were the R9 280Xs, the double dissipated XFX cards. And with those, I needed the 8350. The 6300 was just holding me back with my graphics cards. But I'm now running the 6300 on hers with the GTX 750 Ti, and the 750 Ti does a damn good job for what it is. So I can't have people telling me that I'm a hater on one and not the other because I use them all. Now, when it comes to Intel, if I do build my next build as an Intel, I'm gonna go with the i7 76. I think it is. No, not 76. That's the new. I gotta look that one up now. This is 7700, and that one's a quad core, 4.2 gigahertz, which is, in my opinion, better than that damn i9.
Yeah. Well, my son's picked out computer parts. He wants to build a computer.
Yeah.
And he's just going with the 6-core.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
Search
still has.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it still has plenty of power for. I mean, he wants to play a lot of the same games that we play, so it's fairly intensive games, and it's still gonna have plenty of power to run everything he needs.
Yeah, I mean, you could run the AMD A10 and run 16 gigs of RAM and not need a graphics card and still run Battlefield if you wanted to, and not have to worry about your frames. You still run it on decent. I mean, that's an A10. The A10 is a dirt cheap CPU. The board is a dirt cheap, board. I mean, you could probably get away with less than $500 with an A10 build, and still be doing a hell of a job on those games that we play. In fact, I think we just got the XCOM Unknown, right? XCOM? Wasn't that in that one bundle that we purchased? So now I have the XCOM Unknown Enemy or whatever it is. It's the whole collection. That's the one you have, right?
Yes, Enemy Unknown and
Yeah,
Enemy
that's
Within.
it. Yeah, it's that whole collection. I have that one because we just got the whole bundle. So we have that one, and I've taken that game. By the way, that's my game now. Nobody else can have it. Big C. Yeah, you like my background, huh? Yeah, that background is just all open. Yeah, I like it too. I put my green screen up, so now I got this nice little green glow around me that looked like I just came from Razer. I got to work on that a little bit, but I only have one light up over here. I got to get my other one put up over here once we move our office over. Once we get the office moved over, I'll be able to put both lights up so to kind of light it up. I could probably get rid of that green blow around me. All right, bro. I'll see you in just a few. Big Silver and PUBG's. He's really enjoying that damn game, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I had to admit, I'm liking it too. I'm really liking that game.
I finally got some kills last night. That's the first time I killed anybody on that game.
Oh my God, last night you were killing it, bro. You nailed 2 that killed me the first time. You nailed 2 that killed me that last game we played together. I mean, you were just like, topping teams off left and right. I got stuck
I got
behind
lucky
them.
on that. I got lucky on the first team because after they killed you, they didn't know I was sitting there, and they were,
Oh yeah,
moving your body.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That's something else, peeps. If you're gonna play some of these games, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, these newer games that are coming out, especially E3 coming up, you're going to have all these new games being talked about. And Bethesda is talking about Fallout 5 or whatever the hell they're calling it now. And they're talking the Elder Scrolls 6 as well. It's tonight at midnight they're going to hit it. Okay, so tonight hit that up. And there goes our internet. Our internet's going down. Look at it, jumping around like it is.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear? Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still
You're
there.
still up.
Oh, it's
A
skipping
little bit
pretty
jumpy, but
bad.
it's still up.
Yeah. I mean, it just dropped all the way to 0 kilobytes. But it has been raining here, though. It's pretty bad out there right now with the weather. So that could be part of the issue. Now, I spent most of the day in the back room, in my son's room, building the bunk beds for him from scratch, building up their bunk beds using well, the 2x4, but I'm using the Raptors braces for it. So I mean, it's pretty sturdy with those Raptor braces. I could actually hang on it with my fat ass on there and not have to worry about it going anywhere. Putting the cross braces in with 2x3s and recessing it down so when I put the plywood in, the plywood will run nice and smooth right across it. So when we put the mattresses on, you'll have a pretty solid base for those mattresses. We got them their memory foam, right? Mattresses are memory foam. Memory foam mattress, you pop the side of it and the whole damn thing inflates up, give it 24 hours. And they're full size. It's not twins, it's actually a full size bunk bed that I'm building for them. I spent all day on that. I had to send Searchy for wood because I ran out of 2x4s. I miscounted. Go me. What else you want to talk about? Brother?
I'm trying to remember what all
Oh,
we
there you
were
are.
talking about
There you are.
before.
I thought you were gone. I'm like, shit.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I forgot to write down everything.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't write anything down. Normally it sticks up here, but as of late, nothing sticks up there. So, as Sergi said, she's going to have to be our secretary, or either that, or we're just going to have to do that all on our own. Any new game plans this week?
I don't know. You've seen me. I've been stuck on Stellaris lately.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. I like it.
Yeah. I'm probably going to hit that XCOM, play it a little bit, get you a little bit of info on that one, because you played quite a bit of it as of late,
Yeah.
So, but
I got XCOM 2 also, and it's pretty good. I think it has multiplayer. I don't remember if the first one does or not.
yeah, I honestly don't know. I've never played any of the XCOM games at all, so I have no clue. Now that Stellaris has multiplayer or co-op, right?
Yes, it has multiplayer. You can co-op or PvP, either one.
Nice. That'll make it
With
really nice.
with many, many, many people.
Yeah, I'll have to eventually get that game. We've been playing quite a bit of the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so played quite a bit of that. Um, Frank was in with us for
What up,
quite a
Frank?
few.
Yeah, he was. Him and Rajor, and I see right now. Oh, I think he got off. I was gonna
We had
say,
Biggs. We had
Happy
Biggs
Psycho
on
was.
there. Yeah, Happy Psycho was in there. Yep. So we had Frank, Happy Psycho, me, you. Then we had um, me, you, Frank, and Biggs. Um, Hell, me and you. Uh, C. Rhino, he went and bought the game after he seen me, you, and Frank and Biggs having a good time in it. So he went and purchased the game. And then that's
Yeah,
when my CPU shut down that night. So I was kind of screwed up on that one. So, that's one of the things when C. Rhino comes in, I'm going to make sure I set enough time aside to play some of that with him. He's one of my followers, by the way, peeps. Nobody knows. I do play games with followers. So does Murder. Um, and for our Patreons, for our subscribers, we have servers for subscribers as well.
we have many, many servers for
Yes,
people to
yes.
play on.
Oh, the Empyrean updates are. I was watching it on YouTube, looking amazing.
Yes, if anybody plays Empyrean, the last update added quite a few things, and quite a few of those quite a few things were heavily requested by a lot of people on the forums. One in particular is the fact that in your own ship, if you were in space or on another planet, you could not take your helmet off, which to a lot of people didn't make any sense.
No, it
So
didn't.
they have fixed that and made a lot of the doors are creating airtight rooms and ships now, so you don't have to have your helmet on as long as your ship has oxygen in its tanks.
Correct. And they also have the little blue like barrier outside the windows. I noticed, or outside the
Yes,
doors. I mean,
when you open the doors, even if it's an internal door inside the ship, I think it's just redundancy at that point why they're doing it. So they don't have to like try to separate out what door is an external door. They all have the little
yeah,
blue force field, which is supposed to represent, sealing it off so that it's airtight.
yeah, and I mean that's great all in itself.
Well,
I think that the developer listening to what what people have to say about the game really
yeah,
is what makes that game such a fun game to play. And I've been in some of their test servers where the developers are in the test server and you're sitting in there, and if you see something wrong, type it in chat. They see it, they recreate it, they fix it, they tell you they're shutting the server down to reset it so that they can add that fix in, and they fix it right there. It was amazing. I really have never seen another development team do that.
yeah. So they're reading a lot of the forums. People are wanting it to be a more realistic game, and that's what they're creating. One of the unexpected surprises that I've found, because I didn't read through all of the update notes, they have added heat. Um, your engines and your generators create heat, so you have to be more careful now in creating your ships. If you pack all of them into one room, don't go in that room. I walked into one of my engine and generator rooms of the ships that I'd used before, and died of heat stroke before I could get out.
And that's just it's funny how they have situated to the point of you can't make a compact ship anymore. You have to make the ship bigger to accommodate for that heat and to dissipate it.
Yeah. They have now the walls and doors will end the heat. Like if you take the glass walls, if you can pack in as many generators and engines as you want to, you put a glass wall right up against them, it will stop the heat from coming through to the rest of the room. So there are little tricks you can do, which is still fairly realistic in my opinion. You're isolating all that heat from the rest of the room.
Using thermal pain,
another
basically.
feature. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So another feature that I also like is they have added teleporters for capital vessels and bases. So you can teleport from a vessel in space to a base on the planet.
That's actually pretty cool. I haven't seen any of that working just yet, but I think that once I am to a point where I can finish with the bed tonight and stuff, and if I'm not too tired, I was thinking about hitting up the Empyrean server and taking a look at some of that new stuff that they have, because I haven't played any of it. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah, and hopefully sometime in the next week, speaking of game updates, Alpha 16 for 7 days should be dropping sometime in the next week.
Yeah, next week or two. I can't remember. I was going to look that up. That was the other thing we were going to talk about. There were a lot of people who were butthurt that they didn't get into the early access beta testing, I don't know what the hell you would want to call it, unstable version of Alpha 16. They did let some of the YouTubers who religiously play the game get in to play these games, to test it, to get back with them about it, because they value their input, because they play it day in and day out religiously, and they help with the sales of the game. But a lot of people got butthurt over not being able to get into that early access, unstable, beta, whatever.
Yeah.
In my opinion, let them have at it. Let them find all the, because they do play the game more religiously than some of us do. Some of us actually like to play other games other than, 7 Days to Die. But I mean, with that game, I think, with some of the updates, with some of the new zombies, they got rid of the placeholder zombies, and each biome has, like the snow biome has your lumberjacks. Each biome has now got their own special zombie for that area, which is actually pretty nice. They have vultures that attack you. Yeah, they have vultures that will attack you. They have zombies that will just appear behind you as sleeping zombies. They will wake up and be right behind you. You can walk into a room and they all of a sudden are standing up because they're waking up because you came into the room. There's zombies that are radiation zombies, or irradiated, however they pronounce it. They created them. If you attack them, but you walk away from them and attack something else, they will start to regenerate their health. Yeah, so you have to put them down. You can't just ignore them. They made it a little tougher to survive. They really have. Even on the default settings, it's a little tougher to survive. They rearranged some of your. You can't craft any of your weapons to up your weapon crafting or your weapon levels. You actually have to buy the levels with points now,
Oh wow.
and it goes by level. Oh, up to I think level 6, you have to get from 1 to 6. You only get a level 25 weapon, and then unless you find one, and then at level 6, you can put a point in to it, and it goes from level 25 to level. I think it goes from 25 to like 75 to 100 or something. But it progressively goes up as you add points in, and you can't add points if you're not at the right level. And that's not only for weapons. There's tools and other things, rifles, pistols, all of those. You can only go up so far. So they are making it more difficult to level those items up when you're at low level, so you're not level 5 and you're rocking a level 600 weapon. So that's going to be something big, I think.
Make it a whole lot more interesting, a little harder, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think at a certain point it just kind of got really boring because it was kind of too easy.
Yeah.
And it just didn't make for fun, you know. But now you have electricity coming up. You got electricity you can start now using in the game. There's different turrets now in the game that you can use for your base defense. Um, hmm.
Do you have any games that you're looking forward to that are coming out, like not out yet?
That aren't out yet.
Yes. I have a few.
As far as games that have not been released yet, um, I really don't even think they've been announced yet. As far as games that haven't been released, they haven't even been announced yet. They will be announced at E3. But just recent, and by recent I mean in the last 6 months, Escape from Tarkov. Um, what's the one you have on PS4? Tom Clancy.
Wildlands.
Wildlands. I've been waiting on Wildlands for so freaking long. Um, I mean, back when they were just barely talking about it, I've been waiting for it since then because it looked really, really good.
Yeah, I enjoy that game. I wouldn't mind getting a copy on PC because I know other people that play it on PC, and
Yeah,
it's a lot more fun with other people.
yeah, it is. Yeah, Sergi, we will be hosting as much of the E3 as we can. That's one of the big things that we are working on, is trying to host more of the E3s. We hosted last year BlizzCon. We had to put it on a pretty big delay in order to do it, but we were hosting that one. Hey, Biggs, welcome back, bro. Um, For Honor was one that I was looking forward to, but after I played it in their pre-release, where everybody could play it for free, it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So I really didn't think that it lived up to the hype. Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood on PS4. And I think it's an exclusive for PS, isn't it?
Final Fantasy is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's exclusive to PS4, and that one is released already, or is it going to be released? June 20th, it gets released, and it's the multiplayer online, I believe. Dead by
One that
Daylight
I'm
on PlayStation 4 and Xbox coming up soon too.
yeah, one that I'm looking forward to, like number one, looking forward to, is Destiny 2.
Um, My son said he was looking forward to that one. I didn't care for the first one, um, so I haven't even really given it a second thought as far as Destiny 2 is concerned. Um,
The
God
other
of
one,
War. God of
other one,
War is one that I was looking forward to, but it's on console only.
what is?
God of War.
Yes, it's a
Kratos. It's the
PlayStation
newest
game.
one. Yeah, it's the newest. It's the newest Kratos, where he actually has a young boy that he's teaching to fight, and to hunt, and all of that. He's an older guy. You know, Kratos has gotten older. He's got this big gray beard going on now, and almost Viking-like.
The young boy is his son.
Is it his son?
Yes. I am looking forward to that one. Actually, recently, thanks to a friend, have gotten a PS4. I used to, when I lived with a friend of mine years ago, he had PS2 and PS3, and I loved playing God of War, all of them. And yeah, so the newest one is one that I'm definitely looking forward to trying to get a hold of.
Don't
How
Starve.
about
Don't Starve is coming to the PS4 and Xbox One, but they haven't released Don't Starve together yet for them.
the another one I'm kind of looking forward to? How about Call of Duty World War II?
Um, I'm gonna say yes, but I'm skittish because of the simple fact is they have gone in such a direction with the other ones that like Infinity, um, whatever the other one was that just released not too long ago. They really took Call of Duty in a different direction than what it was originally going.
The Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfighter.
Yeah,
I quit liking Call of Duty at that point because cool tech stuff is cool up to a certain point. When you start to get like too sci-fi, to me in a first-person shooter, then I lose interest in it. I want it to be as realistic as possible. If you want to release new tech, that's fine. But soldiers jumping 20 feet in the air, that's just, yeah, that kills it for me.
hell man, soldiers don't even jump 20 feet in the air and Ghost in the Shell Online.
But this one's supposed to be taking it back to, World War II. It's the name of it.
Yeah,
So a lot of the tech obviously will be gone. I just find it, there's a lot of high reviews and expectations for this game. People are actually looking forward to it coming out. Um, I just find it a little odd because so many people bitched and complained about World at War, which was First World War.
yeah.
It sucked. It's horrible, terrible reviews. Everybody hated it. I enjoyed it personally. But then this one, not much different in my opinion. It shouldn't be from World at War. But everybody's high reviews talking about they're looking forward to it. So
Yeah, and Big said that they're going back to the roots, and that's true. Um,
it's what they should do.
I mean, and when they released Modern Warfare, is when they really started going away from what the game was. Once they started releasing the Modern Warfare series, because the Modern Warfare then led into the Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did try Advanced Warfare, but I got into it. I played it for a little bit. I liked the storyline. The storyline was better than the multiplayer. And then people were complaining that there was no zombies, so now they had to create zombies. That's another thing I don't like is all this. You have to have the zombie things in the game in this first-person shooter game in a survival mode. Who the hell gives a rat's
Yeah.
ass? That's not what the game is about. But they release zombies on every single one of them.
About the only other one I'm looking forward to, I don't know if you played the first one, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 will
I
be coming
have
out in
not
November.
played Battlefront. I have only played the Old Republic.
Okay.
Man, I mean, I really enjoyed the Old Republic. I played a commando in that, but I also, in that particular series of game, I really preferred playing the Han Solo style characters.
Yeah.
No Zombies was only on Black Ops series. Um, the Black Ops series ended up with zombies. They ended up with zombies. They released packs for the zombies, and that was just it was ridiculous how they went through that whole thing with people. These kids is what it boiled down to. These kids wanted to play zombies. Well, I have a freaking zombie game and play the damn zombie game if you're gonna want zombies. Shit, quit ruining a regular game. You know. Uh, so basically, the well, I'm sure you did, Biggs, because you know you're one of those millennials. Hey,
Yeah, I never got into the whole zombie thing on Call of Duty.
no sleeping over there. The secretary doesn't sleep on the job. What's wrong with you? Not of
So
this, you're not.
kind of looking through a list of soon to be released games, new games coming up, and their
Yeah.
release dates. I came across a couple card games, which made me think. Have you played? Now, I played the beta 6, 8, 9 months ago, quite a while back, of the Elder Scrolls Legends card game.
Actually, me and you started playing that one when
That's right, we did.
just not too long ago. Last week, I think we started. No, week before. It was the week
Yeah,
before. Me and you started playing that series, which I thought was pretty cool. I really did like it. I just haven't picked it up since then because I really don't play those types of games. But I didn't find it to be a bad game.
yeah, it was finally released at the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is a good game. I like it if you're into the Magic or Hearthstone type of game genre. Elder Scrolls Legends is free to play.
Yep. Um, there was a. I'll say this one for the next talk, but there's a guy who had um, set up some games that he was selling on Steam, and he ended up getting banned, and he then went through a dummy account to release another game that only costed, I think it was like $15 in Russia, but here in the States it was 50 or $55 here in the States on Steam.
Hmm.
And they eventually did ban that game and took that game off of Steam as well. Just not too long ago, in fact. So that's something we'll talk about, I guess, next week too. Is about the toxicity of not only the community but the developers of certain games. So that'd be something we'll talk about next week, I believe. I mean, I am my own brand of toxicity. Hell, just look at me. Yeah. Whatever, Biggs. Oh, I do have to say, Biggs. Yeah, I know I'm glowing green.
He's turning into the Hulk.
Yeah, don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. He's radioactive. What is this? You know, what's the name of their damn group? Dragons. They sing the song "Radioactive." Imagine Dragons. Yeah, radioactive. I'm that little teddy bear that shoots laser beams out of his eyes and shit. Yeah, that's me.
What? Teddy Ruxpin been on crack?
Yeah, Teddy Rock's been on crack. Yeah, there's a group called Imagine Dragons. They do a song called Radioactive. It's a pretty good song, but the video is actually pretty cool too. They have cage fights with stuffed animals, and this one, um, this one person brings her little teddy bear in and sets him down, and he's all like scared looking and shit. And then this other, um, you know, stuffed animal keeps beating on him and beating on him and beating on him, and then all of a sudden, he he finally has had enough, and then he gets all kinds of mad, and his eyes start to glow red, and he shoots these laser beams out and destroys uh, the other stuffed animal, and then Lou Diamond Phillips is the bad guy in the video, and Lou Diamond Phillips ends up getting sent down into the hole where all the other stuffed animals that got destroyed go, and so he gets down there, and then all these um, stuffed animals start to attack him. It's actually a pretty funny video. Are you tired, sweetheart? You're not feeling well? Hmm. Should have told me to go to hell then when I told you to get that wood. I sent her to Lowe's to get wood for me. You see a gremlin, not a teddy bear. Is there anything else you want to hit on?
No, I think I'm good. We'll
Okay.
got stuff in mind for next week.
Yep. Like we said, it was the downpour and lightning, not the wood. But you had to go through that to get to the wood, so it was the wood's fault, which then ultimately was my fault because I miscounted. So, like we said last week, we'll say it again this week. We are going to be having weekly shows. As for now, it is Sundays 7:30 or just after 7:30, and then it will be every week. And yes, our forum for the show will be up next week. Um, we're going to be working on a website and a forum for the show. Um, it'll be myself, Searchy, and Murder working on that. Yeah, we had a domain transfer um, from Wix to GoDaddy, and Wix was like, "Do you really want to leave us? Do you really want to go to GoDaddy? Well, you're going to have to wait a week for the transfer." So the domain transfer will be completed, and we'll be able to get all that stuff up and running for the next week at least. And we'll get everybody signed up on the forums. What you'll see on the forums is our show will be on the forum. If you miss the show, it'll be on the forum, so you can actually go back into the forum and check the shows out that you do miss. What we do talk about will be in the forum, so if there's something else you want to add, you can add more right there on the forum. Or if there's something you want to talk about, it'll be right there on the forum. You can actually set up a discussion for it that we can then bring into the show itself. So there's going to be a lot more interactiveness, not just through messaging, but through an actual forum that you'll be able to reach us on. But yeah, I guess for now, we are going to call it a close for tonight. It is 8:45 now. Yeah, 8:45. And we'll be on, I guess you're playing what game tonight?
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tonight.
No, okay. I'm going to finish up a bunk bed, and then depending on how I feel after that, either I'll be out here streaming again, or I will call it, and then tomorrow, after I finish doing the other things that I have to take care of tomorrow, I'll be back at streaming up again for whatever we have. And if you're willing to come out and play, come out and play. There has been a lot of updates to a lot of games in this last 2 weeks. Creativerse has just released the game. It left early access and went to full release. It's free to play. There is no pay to win in that game. So if you like Minecraft, you'll really like Creativerse, in my opinion. We will be setting up adventure modes for Creativerse as well. So you'll be able to go through Creativerse and hit up our adventure modes and have we'll be doing a what do they call those things when you go looking for shit? Scavenger hunt style. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Brain don't work right. But you'll have scavenger style adventure modes, and maybe a PvP style adventure mode where you gotta beat the other guy in order to move on to the next level or something of the sort. So, with that being said, find those free-to-play games. There's a lot of them out there that are decent. Empyrean, if you have it. The updates are, the recent update, I should say, is looking pretty damn awesome. So I'm going to give that a check out soon. 7 Days to Die, the Alpha 16 in the next week or two will be dropping. Get ready for some serious gameplay there. And then E3 coming up at midnight, right? Or is it going on right now? Okay, E3 is going on right now. So, we will be hosting E3. They have quite a few games that are going to be talked about, especially from Bethesda and a bunch of indie games as well. So give that a check out as well, peeps. Got anything else? Murder, you got anything else?
Nope.
Sweetheart, you got anything else over there? All right, well, if you are looking for PS4 games, PS3, PS2, PS1, PSP, PS Nvidia, Xbox One, Xbox 360, we have all those on our store. You can hit that store up and you can find all of our games on there. We do have discount codes that you'll find over there as well that you can use for free shipping and whatnot as well. So, yes. Or we burned down Bethesda headquarters. There we go. That is funny. So anyway, peeps, it's like I always say, friends don't let friends get along. Peace.